Alright everybody, we're out here again today with another milsurp review. We're going to be talking about the Schmidt Rubin model 1911 infantry rifle. This is basically the grandfather of the K31. This is a gun that came around before the K31. Before the 1911 infantry rifle, we had the 1889 Schmidt Rubin, which was the original Schmidt Rubin. If you look at the design of the bolt, and I'll show you some close-ups in a moment, there's some definite design differences that will set the two apart. It has a longer bolt assembly, and it has this locking lugs that are located actually behind the action, which makes it different from the K31. The K31, they basically shortened the bolt mechanism to about this length, and I'll show you the differences. But the receiver is longer, the gun itself is longer, has a longer barrel. Of course, the bolt design is different, but this rifle does come from a long lineage of straight pull Swiss rifles. They were produced for around 30 years or so. They did make these guns in carbine form, you know, short rifle setup. It's got the coarse long barrel, wonderful setup. This is a classic rifle that no collection is complete without. I'm going to show you some close-ups, and we're going to fire some shots at 400 meters with it, with a few hand loads I've prepared. Alright, just like most of the butt stocks on the Swiss rifles, made of walnut, which is common for the era, and of course exhibits some definite scarring and use from just trekking around in the mountains. Notice the distinct shape of the magazine is much different than the K31. Has a sharp angle as opposed to a rounded profile. The sights are extremely similar to the K31. Pretty typical affair there for what you'd expect on a rifle of this age. Notice the actual charging arm has a rubber handle on it as opposed to the aluminum one utilized in the K31. Notice the distinct cuts made in the receiver. The crest on this rifle is a lot more subtle than on a standard K31. It's just got a small Swiss crest. This rifle's loaded just like any other straight pull rifle in the Swiss category. Uses the same stripper clip as a K31. Drops in the top. Rounds load right in. A swift smack of the bolt locks the gun in battery. A twist of the ring backward and to the right locks the gun on safe. Once the gun's taken off the safety, it's ready to fire. Just like any other Schmidt Rubin or K31 variant, you want to make sure you give the bolt a nice strong slap. It's got to be in battery, and that's even more important on these older ones because the rear locking lugs, this is definitely not the type of action you want to feed a real steady diet of the GP11. Although the cartridge is designed for this rifle, you really, if you want to shoot one of these, it's best to go ahead and reload ammo that's a little bit more gentle on the gun. There you go. Dead center. Dead on, man. Just a little bit low, Chad, but very well centered, right in there.